Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and this is the match reaction. But before we get into that, let's go through the formalities. If you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It does help the channel stay towards the top of search and means new viewers find it. So do smash that like. That'd be great. Thank you. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, come and hit the subscribe. Come be part of the great community, and which is free to do so. And that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it is 99p per month. Just click the join button to do that. And if you want to make a donation, you can do that in the chat by clicking on the $sign, as all proceeds go back into the channel to bring you these great shows. Okay, right. Well, it's going to be an interesting one, this one, because obviously, you know, we played Chelsea and, you know, what a great game. What a great game. But let's get into the comments before we get into the thick of it anyway. Right, okay. Just want to say shout out to Andrew. Hi, Andrew. Hope you're well. Thank you for becoming a member on the channel, mate. Welcome to the YouTube members. So thank you very much indeed for that, Andrew. But Gary is actually first, and he says, "Hi, Tony. Missed virtually the whole game due to tech issues, but it's on Sky Premier League at 8:30, so I'm going to watch that. Sorry to miss the show, but have a good one, Gary." Yeah, no problem, mate. You can always put this on catch up and watch it back, so not a problem, mate. No worries at all, and I hope you enjoy it because it is a cracker. And Andrew says, "Are we all happy with the lads?" Absolutely. And thank you once again, Andrew. Ian says, "Evening, Tony, what a result." Yeah, great result, mate. Great result in it. Great game, Ian. Thank you for the membership on TTR. I think it was you that donated. Well done, Ian. Bias says, "Get in, what a result. £1 billion can't buy your passion." Absolutely. We're going to get into the game anyway very soon. I'm just going to go through these comments. Oh, before I start, I don't know what happened there with the intro. It sort of stopped and then started again, so I don't know what happened there. Was a great game. So that was Mighty. Oh, Ian didn't donate the... Oh, okay, Ian. Mighty Magmighty, what a player we have on our hands. And AG, what more can I say? Absolutely. Mighty Mag, totally. Ian. Andrew says, "Hi, Tony." Makeup, you'll be well. No, I was just having a couple of issues before I got on, technical issues. Ian says, "Yes, I'm a member. Did you say someone donated free memberships?" Can't remember who it was. Oh, that was very nice of them to donate free memberships. Evening all, says Mason. Good evening to you, Mason. Hope you're well. Probs Ronald. What happened to Celtic today? Did they lose? I don't know. I haven't seen the result for Celtic, to be fair, so I wouldn't know. Sorry. I thought they won. Evening, Mason. Cracker beer open, says Mighty Mag. Just had a coffee to celebrate as I don't drink, says Mason. That's fair enough. Don't get for me. Put you on timeout, lol, says Ian. Jesus. Mason having at McDonald's instead. Yeah, will do, yeah. Loads to talk about the NEAT. Absolutely, Mighty Mag. Thought Miley had a good game today. Yeah, he did. Evening all. To watch John Sinclair or Tony. It's a hard decision, says Godfather. Well, I'm glad you've tuned in, mate. Thank you very much indeed. It's PD coming on the NEAT. No idea. I think he's done his after-match vlogs. Exploring the Northeast says, "What an amazing game." Yeah, absolutely, mate. We're going to get into this as soon as I've gone through these comments. Mighty Mag says, "He had a blinder, so did Anthony Gordon. I seen Miley got in one bit of bother, and Anthony Gordon straight over and playing nudge Chelsea player away and helped Miley out." Yeah. Julie says, "Good evening on this fine stuff in Chelsea night." Absolutely, good evening to you as well. I'm a bit late, been watching Strictly. That's no problem at all. We're here now. We haven't got into anything yet, so... Mad Max says, "Evening, everyone. Was my 30th on Thursday. I was hoping for a win to celebrate, but wasn't expecting that. How are you, lads? I'm buzzing. Happy birthday for Thursday, mate. You joined the 30s club." And yes, Perfect birthday present. John says, evening, Tony and everyone. Great game. Lewis Miley, what a quality young lad we have. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Someone say injury crisis, says Con. Yeah, I know. What injury crisis? Oh, we have 3 keepers on the bench. Godfather says, any idea what's happened to Jack? Yeah, Godfather, he's had his channels been hacked. Somebody's hacked him, and his channels, all his stuff's been put onto private by this person, whoever it is that's done the hacking. It's absolutely disgraceful, and it just shows you none of us are safe. You've got to be really careful. That's why I say, look, if you can, try and change your passwords a bit more often on things like this, because this is where, people just sort of take it in their own hands to do this. But at the end of the day, these people who do this are scum and they shouldn't be doing it. But I hope YouTube sort this out. Mikey Wynn says, even though what a pleasant surprise that was. Well, after the last game when we lost to Bournemouth, it absolutely is, isn't it? So, yeah, not great. Goldbridge gobsmacked over Lewis Smiley. Can't believe he's only 17. Well, believe it or not, he is. Lee says, all right, Tony and everyone, fantastic result for us all. Full credit, Eddie, and the players. For the younger players were brilliant, can hold their heads high. Well done. Absolutely, mate. Matt from Australia. Hi, Tony and chat. That's hi to you, mate. Hope you well. Comment doesn't come up. Oh, they're out. Jack's channel got hacked. He's made a new one. Yeah. Trevor says, what a result. No one saw that coming. Well, not the way Chelsea have been playing lately. No, nobody saw that coming, did they? So, it's been what you call a fantastic day. So, as I say, this is the reaction now, and so we'll have a look. We'll go through the talking points of the game, and we'll see. Okay, right. So, for the start of the game, we saw the team sheets come out, and a couple of surprises for us. I mean, look, we saw that Isak was back in the starting lineup, as was Almiron. But obviously, we knew there was no Wilson. But what we were all surprised at, there was no Joe Willock in that squad. It turns out he had an injury yesterday in training, so not great the day before the game that he gets an injury in training. So that's hence why we had 3 goalkeepers on the bench. But if you think about it, we're not the only team struggling that way, because Man City had 2 goalkeepers on the bench today. So that was the Newcastle lineup. A lot of youngsters in there on the bench as well. And Murphy, Ndueni, and Diallo. And there was the Chelsea lineup as well, with Mudryk on the bench. So that was their lineup. And Caicedo on the bench as well. So that was the 2 lineups for the game. So yeah, so the game starts, and obviously Simon Hooper was the man in the middle. We started off. I thought we started off quite well, to be fair, and we looked a little bit fresher. I think having that international break come at the right time, and it sure did, because on 13 minutes we did take the lead. Ball pinged about, lovely ball from Lewis Miley. That he, as a 17-year-old, he could have said, you know what, I'm going to have a go here and take a shot and try and score, but he didn't. And he played like he's been an experienced Premier League player for a long time. And that lovely little ball he put through to Isak, and Isak, he knew he was going to stick that away in the back of the net. There's no way he's missing that. What a great little ball that was from Lewis Miley, 17 years of age. And, as I say, you'd think he's a seasoned pro, that he's been playing in the Premier League year in, year out. bearing in mind the last time he played against Chelsea when he come on and made his debut at Stamford Bridge and he hit the crossbar. So, I mean, look, it was great to see him, come up, put that ball through to Isak. It was a nice little assist, and Isak stuck it away with a plum. So that was absolutely fantastic. Great start. We were 1-up, and you're thinking, right, okay, let's carry this on now. And we seem to be comfortable. We seem to be having a go. And then Lascelles is past the halfway line. He's trying to be, I thought, too clever with the ball, and he ends up loses possession, which then goes upfield. And when it gets to Sterling, I thought was a minutest of touches from Trippier. Yes, he's got his hands on his back. Sterling goes down, gets a free kick. Trippier gets a yellow card for his troubles as well. So you're sort of thinking, right, this is in like Reece James territory, because you didn't think Sterling was going to take this free kick. And sure enough, it's Sterling who steps up and takes a free kick, and he puts it in the back of the net. Now, I've played as a goalkeeper, and I can tell you now, when the ball's travelling at speed, you ain't got time to move sometimes, and you just stand there looking like a statue. Now, some people may turn around and say, well, why hasn't he dived? Because by the time you dive, the ball's already in the back of the net. So, it's one of them. It's just a quality finish, and you've got to take your hat off. It's a quality finish from Raheem Sterling. And it just seemed to be a bit of a funny first half. I mean, we had chances. Joe Linton had a glorious chance. He should have buried that. Why he didn't? That was a beautiful corner from Trippier when it come over. And Joe Linton, I mean, Sanchez come fleeing out, and Joe Linton had the goal there at his mercy, and he puts it past the post, and the wrong side of the post as well. And you're thinking, oh, that's a chance that, that's the sort of thing we need to take. Let's get 2-1 up with a chance like that, but we don't take it. But there was a few tempers in that first half as well. And it got to half time, and it was nice when it got to half time. It was 1-1. I thought, well, Eddie will give them a bit of a chat. They'll calm down. Chelsea will calm themselves down a bit, because Reece James was getting a bit feisty as well. And then second half comes, and you're sort of thinking, oh, I hope they're not going to make a substitution at the start of the half. I hope we're not in that territory yet. But we weren't. Everybody came back out, because Gordon had a tumble in the first half, but he seemed to have shaken that off. So yeah, second half starts. Chelsea got a free kick right near the start of the second half. Lascelles foul. It was a yellow card offence as well, and that's all it was, yellow card. Lascelles knew exactly what he was doing. And this time, you thought, this is Sterling's territory again. And Reece James stepped up and took it in straight over the crossbar. And it was like, yes, relieved now. Relieved that that's gone over the crossbar. And then on 60 minutes, the ball falls out to Gordon. And Gordon puts in a beautiful flighted cross. I mean, what a beautiful cross it was from Anthony Gordon. Inch perfect cross. And who's there? Lascelles gets in ahead and directs his header into the corner of the net. Beautiful goal from Lascelles, well taken. And I think you sort of forgive Lascelles after his two little mishaps, like the one that led to them getting that first goal, and then obviously the free kick straight the second half. So Lascelles made up for it by getting the goal and putting us 2-1 up. But then after that, we were to see a bit of comedy. And that was the comedy in the shape of 39-year-old, 39-year-old Chelsea pensioner Thiago Silva. So 90 seconds after getting that goal, Thiago Silva, I'm still watched that and thinking, I still can't work out what he was trying to do with the ball. But whatever he was trying to do made himself look absolutely stupid. I don't know where it was supposed to be going to. And Joe Linton, obviously quick as a flash, was quick to react to it and got the ball and got into the box and from 6 yards just fired it in. And Sanchez had no chance. And you just sort of looked at that and thought, this is just a comedy of errors. This is a comedy, you know. And, and Thiago Silva must have wanted the ground to open up and swallow him because he must have just been so embarrassed by that absolute error he made. So we were 3-1 up within that 90-second period. And it's like Chelsea are falling apart here. And I thought, I can see us going on scoring 4 or 5, maybe 6, because it wasn't out the realms of impossibility. And then we just picked up a card for us kicking the ball away, which you're going to get a booking for that anyway. And then worse was to come. He takes out Anthony Gordon. He then gets a second yellow card and a red card and he's off. And you're looking at the Chelsea players and you're just thinking, what on earth are you doing? You've got no discipline on that pitch whatsoever. And I was glad to see the back of Reece James, to be fair. It's just one player I cannot stand is Reece James. He had to go to the dugout over a foul. He tried to have a go, he's having to go to our dugout. The guy's just an absolute bellend. I'm sorry, he is. So he was sent off. So when he got sent off, you knew the game was more or less done then. They did make substitutions. Chelsea, they brought on Mudryk, but that wasn't going to make much difference. I just call him the running man because that's all he seems to do on the pitch is just run. He doesn't really have a lot to his game. And then, obviously, 10 minutes after Reece James being sent off, Gordon gets the ball, cuts inside, and puts a lovely effort past Robert Sanchez and makes it 4-1. You're then thinking, that's game over now. Can we push on for a fifth maybe before the end of, And then, I think it was 90th minute, Anthony Gordon. The ball was at the feet of Sanchez. Sanchez was dilly-dallying, and who was in the box? There was Anthony Gordon. He sprinted up towards Sanchez, who quickly got rid of the ball. And then obviously after that, that's when Gordon got took off. And rightly so, because you want to protect these players for Tuesday night's game in Paris. So the whistle ends, and we win this game 4-1, quite comfortable at the end. But what I'm trying to get my head around is, I'm trying to work out Pochettino's comments after the game. If anybody watched Sky, he was on Sky straight after the game. And he said, we're not going to talk about the referee. He said, it was probably the worst performance Chelsea done. He says, but this is where the part came and I thought, what game have you been watching? Because I don't know what he's been watching. He then turned around, Pochettino, and said, well, Newcastle aren't great. And they're not a great team. So, how have we lost? Literally saying, how have we lost 4-1 to these? I'll tell you, we lost 4-1 to us because we are a great team. And yes, we might have a lot of injuries, but the players out there gave their all and they left everything on that pitch today. They give their all. They ran every ounce of energy they had in their bodies today. They put their bodies on the line. And that's how you win as a team, because that team was together today. And even the substitutions were absolutely spot on when they came on. Richie came on. Yes, Richie picked up a booking for a foul, but it was a tactical foul. That's why, try and stop the player taking the free kick too quickly, Chelsea are going to be short on full-backs for that game next week because they've got no Cucurella. They've got no Reece James. So, but I don't care what they've got, not got a lot of next week. Nicholas Jackson's another one. He's not a striker. He's a winger. They haven't got a striker, Chelsea. That is their problem as well. But yeah, look, I just don't get why Pochettino says we're not a great team. But like I say, we played our hearts out. We absolutely ran our socks off today. And we deserved that win. And we deserved that 4-1 win. You know, second half, we just took the game to Chelsea and they fell apart. And I think the writing was on the wall when Thiago Silva made that absolute howler. You know, and he must be, he must be looking and thinking, how have I managed to do that? You know, is age catching up with him now at 39? Should he not be on the verge of saying, look, I need to retire. I can't keep up the pace. You know, but I just can't get my head around Pochettino's comments. But all in all, I thought it was a great game today. It was full of incidents, which was great. There was a lot of tension in that game, a lot of needle. And it always seems to be now. And I think this needle between us and Chelsea, I know it's gone on years. But I think it got worse when they had Kai Havertz because of what he'd done at Stamford Bridge to Stan Byrne. When he elbowed him and got away with it. And scored the winner that day. Then last season we saw it when we beat them 1-0 at St James's Park, how Havertz then squared up to Byrne at the end of that game. And I think it's just carried on from there. But do you know what? I thought it was a terrific game of football today. And after losing 2-0 to Bournemouth, having the reset of the international break, having injuries, like I say, Willock pulling up yesterday in training doesn't help. But look, we've still gone out there and done the job on Chelsea. Young Lewis Smiley stepped up to the mark, 17 years of age. The referee, Simon Hooper, I wasn't impressed with him, if I'm honest. Yes, he got that card right. But he just seemed to be handing cards out willy-nilly. I don't know. I just did not like that referee at all today. I just thought he was a bit... I don't know what to say about him. Yes, he got a lot of the decisions right, which he gave us a lot of free kicks for, but I just think I don't rate him as a referee, if I'm honest with you. Right, the comments have flew in, so I'm going to go into some comments. But what I want to say is definitely in that Bournemouth game, it proved we needed that break because them lads look shattered at Bournemouth, which is what I did say at the end in that match review I did about Bournemouth as well. But I think we were absolutely fantastic today. Anyone see Trippier's finger look desiccated, won't keep him out. Yes, I saw that as well. Because a friend of mine messaged me and says, have you seen Trippier's finger? And I says, has he broke it? And that. So when there was the throw and I saw him trying to take the throw and the wee was holding the ball and his finger out and I thought, oh, that doesn't look good. But again, that shows you the measure of the man. He's played on the whole game and said, to hell with me finger, I don't care. I'm going to put my body on the line for this team. And that's exactly what we need to see. That's what we see. Yeah, seen that, says Ian. Now you hear JC and GN making excuses, trying to put the tune down and give them to lose points, as I just heard. Shit United getting kicked out of the Champions League. Yeah, they are, Trevor, they're on their way out. Lee says, I'd give all the players 10 for performance, outstanding. Yeah, absolutely, Lee. Mikey Wynn says, with our injuries, I would have settled for a point off Chelsea and Man U, so we're already a point better off and 2 points nearer City and Liverpool. Do you know what it is, though? Man U will look at that result. They won't enjoy they've got to come to St James's Park next Saturday, and they won't enjoy that. Let me be honest with you there. They will come to St James's Park fearing us. Bias says the subs Chelsea brought on cost 230 million, ours cost 12 million. Absolutely. Tanji says, I'm listening to Lightning Seeds, A Life of Miley. Oh, I love it, mate, love it. Miley's like a young gazza, he is. They look like work experience players, which even makes it better. Yeah, they did. And Diallo we got from West Ham. Great facts, Bia, a lot to do with Eddie and Mad Dog and Company. Have I missed Bia's comment somewhere? Because, oh no, with, Mad Max says, has to be said, Mudrick is one of the biggest flops I've seen. £100 million. Yeah, exactly. And all he do, that's what I'm saying. I call him the running man because that's all I see him do is run around the pitch. He doesn't seem to have any end product. He ain't that great. To be fair, Isak made it a lovely ball because it wasn't off pinged in. Yeah, wasn't it just? Chelsea, too many good individual players, but they're not gelling as a team. No, they're not. John says Chelsea's in a mess and it's quite entertaining, absolutely. Pope couldn't see the ball because of the wall jumping. That's what I'm saying, matey, when I've played as a goalkeeper, but when the ball's going at speed from a free kick, sometimes you just haven't got time to move and you just think, it's got to go. You're not going to get anywhere near it. Andrews is like PSG, that's why I think Webb. I can't see Tonali in the team pick. I thought he would be at the matches, says Mighty Mag. He was at the Arsenal game, and he wasn't the team pick then, though, so maybe he's not going at the... He might not be allowed in the dressing room, I don't know. Lee says a free kick was a blind free kick before you know it's in the back of the net. Absolutely. I think we beat them in pairs. We all know Spurs would have thrashed Chelsea if they didn't throw the game away by getting players sent off and they struggled against 9 men. Absolutely, Tangi. That's what made Chelsea look great when Spurs went down to 9 men. Pope had a mixed performance. Yes, he did, Ian. I mean, look, that ball went in, but then he pulled off a great save against Enzo Fernandez as well in that first half. And then he kicked... Instead of taking his time with the ball and kicking it, he just kicked it straight into row Z, and it upset the fans that bit, did. So he needs to... They need to sort his feet out. I just don't know why. John goes on to say, I always tense up when Pope has the ball in his feet. You get a bit worried because you don't know what he's going to do. Ronald, hi mate. He says, haha, the Chelsea meltdown on Twitter X is glorious. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Long may it continue. Pope would make a super number 2. Do you know what? You're probably right. He probably would. I mean, look, a lot of keepers now have got to have ball playing skills. And I know we don't like to give him any praise, but you look at his performances for England, Jordan Pickford, but you see when he's got the ball at his feet how comfortable he is and he can just ping it around. Edison does the same for Man City, you know. But when Pope gets at his feet, it's like, he's a bit erratic sometimes, but, when he needs to be there for shot stopping, he's fantastic, as we saw this afternoon. Great to see Lascelles scores. He deserves it more goals coming from him now. He's always been good at getting goals, yeah. Has Rory Jennings done a video yet? I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't seen that yet, Julie, if he has. Good goal by Sterling, but he's a little whinging, cheating FS, says Ronald. Yeah. Oh, I can't stand him. Yeah. He got booed all game every time he touched the ball. Yeah, he didn't at the end of the game, he sat there in the dugout and you could see he wasn't happy. I call him stuck in the mudrick, says Bia. His mum took his dummy for him being naughty. Rory Jens, yeah, he'll be 4 and 6 this week. Lee says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for Tony, everyone. Yeah, please do smash that like. Thank you very much. That was really appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. And if you are new at the channel, come in at that subscribe as well. John says, Gordon's goal showed how far he's come. He would have blasted that not long ago. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. Anthony Gordon has been on fire this season. Ever since he done well at the Euros. Now he's capped it off with an assist and a goal against Chelsea. Now, Gareth Southgate, come on. You know you do not want to lose Anthony Gordon to Scotland, because I'm telling you now, if England lose Anthony Gordon to Scotland, it's a disaster for England. I'm telling you now, because this guy will be great for England for years to come. You need to get him in that squad. Get him in them friendlies. Take him to the Euros, because he's a type of player who you could just bring off the bench, even if he doesn't start, but bring him off the bench and he can do something. And he can irritate the opposition. Has anyone seen Jason Cundy? No, I haven't seen him. I don't know what he's doing. Julie says, Rory Jennings, John Terry, Blue Flags, West London, Todd Bowley, your guys took one hell of a beating. Absolutely. Trevor says, play Gordon. John is Gordon is for a manager who respects to him. Yeah, absolutely, Trevor. He is. He's talking to John. Chelsea, £1 billion team full of crap, says Lee. Yeah. Jan says, if we are still about fifth or sixth place and only 5 to 6 points behind at Xmas, the better. Watch out, as our injuries are coming back and possible 2 to 3 long players we can light fire on their feet. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Jan, and hi, mate. Not seen you for a little while. But yeah, no, absolutely spot on with that, Jan. We've got players coming back. Harvey Barnes isn't too far away now. Elliot Anderson will be back as well. Look, if we go to Saudi Arabia and loan a couple of players, I don't care what the meltdown is, because the vote is, that we're eligible to sign these players. And it was great to see Luton get a win today, which keeps everything further down in the relegation zone, which I hope they do not win that appeal. Goldfather says, would love a keeper like Rennie Higuita, basically Diego Maradona in goal as a Pope replacement. That guy was a phenomenal goalkeeper. I mean, look, he was a great keeper. I remember the scorpion kick at Wembley Stadium. How many keepers would try that? Ronald says, I was fuming with some of the War fans slating Anthony Gordon when we signed him, egg on their faces. This is what I'm saying. When I did the video on Anthony Gordon potentially signing, I did say, look, don't slate him, don't write him off, because he's a rough diamond who needs smoothing out. And I've been absolutely spot on when I said that, because you can see the rough diamond has been smoothed out. He's not as volatile as he used to be towards people. He's took some of that aggression out, where he's put it, instead of using that aggression towards other players or opposition players, he's actually using it with his feet. And I think he's just getting better and better. And these Everton fans who all laughed when we signed Anthony Gordon for £45 million, I bet they ain't laughing now. I bet they're thinking, shit, we should have kept him. Poch's an overrated manager, says Paul. If you fail to win the French League with PSG, in my eyes, you're a failure. Do you know what? You're absolutely right. I mean, look, he's never won the league in England either, has he? He lost out to Leicester City when Spurs bottled it. The thing is, for him to come out with them comments at the end of that game, I was just like gobsmacked. I'm thinking, what the hell are you going on about? We're not a great team. Have you seen how many injuries we've got? Does he know how many injuries we've got? Is the man stupid? Obviously, he's not stupid because he's a manager, but, at least think before you open your mouth. And, to come up with something stupid like that, why don't you berate your own team? Your own team lost it on the pitch. The discipline on that pitch from Chelsea was absolutely diabolical. They were getting boot left, right and centre. Conor Gallagher, who we are supposed to have been wanting, I don't want to see him in the Newcastle shirt. I think he's absolutely diabolical. He's overrated. He ain't good enough. Look at when he had a shot at goal. What did he do there? He fluffed it, I don't see what's great about Conor Gallagher. I don't rate him, and I don't want to ever see him in a Newcastle shirt. So let's hope we don't see him. It was definitely fatigue and injuries against Bournemouth. Absolutely, Tangy, you're absolutely right. It was, mate. Poch didn't do that badly at Spurs, no. I think Chelsea looked at the team and thought it was an easy 3 points. Yeah, probably did, and got their pants taken down. Man, you won't look forward to Everton tomorrow, never mind against us. No, they won't, because I think tomorrow Goodison Park, and I'm going to watch that game because I think it's going to be interesting. But I think it's going to be fireworks there tomorrow, and I don't mean literally fireworks. I mean like as in like the protests. It's going to be absolutely horrendous tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot going on in that game tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see how Everton turn up as a team. Mad Max says Warner's looked a bit deflated when Joe Linton was on the deck. I forgot who else was down as well. Now figures they've crossed. They've got some signings in the bag. Yeah, when Joe Linton went down, it was Anthony Gordon went down first. He sort of slipped, but Anthony Gordon got back up, and then Joe Linton was sat down. And yeah, they were looking as if to say, "Oh, not again. We can't be dealing with any more injuries." But thankfully, Gordon got up and played on, and so did Joe Linton. So yeah, yes, as many of Chelsea's players are mercenaries for their big wages. Absolutely. I mean, Enzo Fernandez, best player in the World Cup or young player in the World Cup. Did he impress me today? No. The only thing he impressed me with was that shot, which Nick Pope made a terrific save from. Other than that, did he do much in the game? Not really, not for me, he didn't. So would you pay 120 million euros for that? Not a chance. Tanji says, let's hope that goal for Joe Linton kickstarts his season because he's been average, in my opinion, this season. We need him back to his best like last. Do you know what? That's a very good point, Tanji, because he hasn't been at his best this season. And when he missed that goal at that chance in the first half, which he should have buried, really, he'd be kicking himself that he didn't bury that, but that should have been in the back of the net. And again, let's hope this does kickstart him. Paul says Pope's had too many years of Burnley playing the long balls, but what we want from is shot stopping. Yeah. Sai on Facebook, hi mate. He says, evening Tony pal, we slapped Chelsea with 10 starters out of how we the lads. I'm sick of seeing people flip-flopping all over. Absolutely. You well said, Sai. And this is the thing, people keep saying, oh, we're buying this player, we're going to, we're not buying success. Some of these players played under the previous ownership. So, look, it's just because Eddie Howe's made them into better players. And he's getting that little bit more out of them. Mikey Wynn says, can you see Lascelles playing up top? Hey, it's not a bad shout, is it? Ronald says, remember Pickford reassuring the Mattams he would never sign for us, and we reassured him we didn't want him anyway. But I bet he would come to us new, though. Do you know what it is, Ronald? That is an interesting one. Because he probably would. Now, whether we would accept Pickford, I don't know. But I think you'd probably forgive him, because if he came to us, if we did sign him for some reason, I'm not saying we are, if we did, and he put in great performance after great performance, I think he'd be, look, we know he's a Mackham, we know where he's from, his roots, and we all take the piss, T-Rex and all this, but he's actually not a bad goalkeeper, and he's quite good with the ball at his feet. But that's all I'm going to say about him. But other than that, he's a Mackham. But yeah, do you know what? That wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. That would upset the Mackhams, wouldn't it? Lewis says, I'm knackered. My God, I was freezing my buttocks off. It was that cold. We got the win, and that small team down the road smells like rubbish. Yes, Sunderland did get beat. They went away to Plymouth Argyle and got beat 2-0. Sai says, but a great display from him, giving safe hands, absolutely, from Nick Pope. Yeah, definitely, mate. John says it's a travesty Gordon doesn't play for England. He's got to be picked in the next teams, hasn't he? Julie says, the thing about Pickford is he's brilliant for country, but not so much for club. Well, when you're playing at Everton, yeah, exactly. Mighty Win says Marnie and Mahrez on loan. Tight, you know. Would you not take Laporte? Centre half, so we've got more strength. Because I'll tell you what, he's a hell of a centre half, Laporte. Kong says Rory Jennings did one video, then deleted it and released another saying that Chelsea are now like Newcastle were under Ashley, only buying to sell. Anyone remember the fat controller spend $1 billion? Never. Unless he's buying shops. How's the weather for you, Tony? Says Lewis. It's very cold, Lewis. Very cold, mate. But dry. I still wish we got Doku. He is class, says Jan. Yeah, do you know what, Jan? He is. He's class. I mean, but he was £60 million. But he's a class act, isn't he? Doku is so good now. I reckon Jack Grealish may go out on loan January. He's not getting in ahead of Doku. It's interesting, Julie. Yeah, Jack Grealish wasn't playing today. He was. They reckon he was going to start today, but he was ill. So, yeah. Tanji says, if we were blocked from signing Saudi players, it's not like we couldn't loan players elsewhere in the world, and also the rest of the Premier League can sign players from Saudi. They obviously hate us. Julie says 12-8 now with Burnley's vote. Oh, did Burnley not vote at the time? Did they not? I mean, look, people who joined in the chat tonight, I mean, I said on this afternoon show, looking at the Saudi League, right, we need another striker to come in because, look, we've seen it when Wilson and Isak's out. We are screwed up top. I know Gordon can play there, but he's not a striker. Would you bring Benzema in loan, Karim Benzema from Saudi in on loan to help shore up? It's not to say that he'd be a starter. I know he's 34, 35, whatever he is now, but he's still a quality player and he knows where the back of the net is. Personally, if we signed him, I would say that was a great signing. He's got the experience. And like I say, he knows where the back of the net is. So, you know, class is permanent. Trevor says, you know what it is? Everyone hates a tune now as they got players who play for the manager and they can feel the love of the fans and that shows on the pitch. Absolutely, mate. I was in the stand and he had a touchline ban as well. Yes, Pochettino did for 3 yellow cards. He's feeling the pressure. He is now. John says, just the narrative that we get from the so-called big boys. Absolutely. Jan says, there's still about 4 or 5 young class Belgian players out there. Yeah, there is. I mean, look, Gift Orban. I would take a punt on him. You know, striker. Take a punt. Kong says, I'd take Grealish, he'd be class, and when he's not drunk being an asshole, he's actually a good human being for the stuff he does for disabled people and had the decency to apologise for Mickey. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, funny thing, Julie, is I think Grealish would be class now, a squad under Howe and Tyndall. Yeah, he would be. Belgian players have always been special, something special, absolutely, Julie. Gallagher is shite. Yeah, he is. I just don't rate him. Sky Sports have a soundtrack ready for Everton to play if Everton sounds boo the Premier League anthem. Julie says Everton are supposedly protesting at the Man U game tomorrow. That should be interesting to watch. I think we'll all be watching that. Could see Man U fall tomorrow because Everton will have something to prove, says Lee. Do you know what? That's a very good comment because, yeah, them players will probably be up for it. So they'll be wanting to prove a point. Yeah. Kong says, did anyone see banners flying over the Man City Stadium? Premier League is corrupt. An Everton fan paid them for the laugh to get more points deducted for bringing the game into disrepute. I'd laugh. I didn't see it, but I tell you what it is, though. Um, Everton could end up with more points out of this if they're appealing it. Wouldn't surprise me that Everton Man U gets abandoned. Yeah, depends. Yeah, it will get played, but it may be behind closed doors. Was Anthony Gordon who was down as well? Yeah. I mean, look, I saw an Arsenal fan put something on Twitter yesterday. He reckons it's what's coming in for Arteta is he's going to get a 5-match ban for his comments after the game when about the goal. The Premier League are going to fine Arsenal as well for their statement apparently, because they're not happy with that statement that Arsenal put out. And our game that would be at the Emirates will not be played at the Emirates. It will be played on a neutral ground, the London Stadium, West Ham's ground, which is interesting. Now, this was put out by an Arsenal fan. How true it is, I don't know, because I've not heard nothing. Maybe he's heard something from somewhere and he's put out there on Twitter. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. But if they're not playing at the Emirates and it's got to be played at a neutral venue, that suits us absolutely fine. But Arsenal deserve the punishment they get, because for Arteta to stand there and call the Premier League a disgrace and say it's not the best league in the world, then I'm sorry, he's a utter bell end, because even Howard Webber's come out and said that goal was correct. Ronald says the Arsenal fans sing, who's that team they call the Arsenal? They played in red and white. I've never heard them chant that. I heard it somewhere though. Yeah, absolutely. People are copying our songs. Lewis says, I never want Pickford for the tune. No way, says Mighty Mackie's from Washington. Tony, stick a Paul or Pickford to the tune. If you want me to put a poll in there, I'll stick a poll in there. We'll have a laugh and see how many people vote. Right, I'll just put something in here. Right, there you go. There's a poll. Should be in the chat now. Yes, it's there. And the question is, would you be happy if the tune signed Pickford? And we will have a look at the results at the end of the show. There you go, matey Maggie. See? We got Dubravka if poor form dip. Yeah, absolutely, Tangi. He hasn't done too bad when he's been called upon. Waddle and Howie played for Newcastle and their Mackhams. Yes, Mason. Absolutely, mate. And we've had a few crossovers on the divides as well. So when you think we've had Paul Bracewell, played for the Mackhams, joined us. You know? Who else have we had? We've had Lionel Perez, the goalkeeper. Well, he wasn't that great, but yeah, we had him. He's come over from the Mackhams. Barry Venison, who we signed from Liverpool, he played for the Mackhams. Who else have we had? We've had one of our own, Lee Clark, go and play for the Mackhams, come back and play for us again. So, that's happened. We've had a few players from the Mackhams. We've had Daryl Murphy. Remember Daryl Murphy? He played for the Mackhams. So yeah, we've had players. We've had a lot of it in the past. Under 21-year-old goalkeeper Trafford is better than Pope. Yeah, I think he is, and I think he needs to be. I think, in a way, Trafford needs to be the better club than Burnley, in all honesty, because they're just getting beat week in, week out. But he's trying to keep them in some of these games, hasn't he? So yeah. Kong says, no way I'd take T-Rex. Hate him and Richarlison. Hope Everton go down this season. I hate them more than Man U. And never thought that would be possible. Yeah, do you know what? I hope they don't win this appeal, because if they do, that's what is that teaching the club? Yes, I know people are saying it's harsh, the appeal. I know it's harsh, the points. And yes, 10 points, you might say is harsh, but it's not. You've broke the rules. The financial and sustainability rules, you have broken them, Everton. And you've admitted to breaking them rules. So yes, you are being rightly punished by the independent panel. It's a panel that is totally independent from the Premier League. It's got nothing to do with the Premier League whatsoever. They've come up with a punishment and they've punished you. 10 points deduction. How do you think the teams like of Leicester, Burnley, Leeds have all felt, going down? All these teams, Southampton, going down because of Everton. If they've been deducted these points last season, they would be in the Championship right now. Milinkovic-Savic, Benzema and Laporte says, yeah, Milinkovic-Savic, yes, he's another one. I think Gordon will be picked after the Euro. Southgate will be away then, and the new gaffer will have an overhaul and pick Gordon, says Mighty Mag. Unless Southgate wins the Euros. I see Minty got an assist today after come back from injury. Yes, I saw that as well, Paul. Yeah, brilliant. Would you bring Minty back in January? That may be a poll I'll put up, actually. I might take that pick. I'll tell you what we'll do. I may change the poll in a moment. So I can't put two up, I don't think. If Neymar Jr. was fit, would you pick him at Newcastle? I would imagine matching his shirt seals for FFP. Do you know what? Oh, God. He is a good striker, let's be honest. But would I want him? I'm not sure, because he's got attitude issues, hasn't he? That is the thing. And you don't want to upset the dressing room with somebody who's got attitude problems. So I'm not 100% sure. Yes, shirt sales would be absolutely phenomenal to go through the roof. But would I want him? I don't think so. I'd swap Wilson for Mitro May. Straight swap, permanent transfer, says Tanji. Yeah, I see what you mean with that, but I wouldn't swap Wilson for Mitro, to be honest with you, because Wilson scores goals, and he does score goals. When Wilson's fit and firing, there's not a better striker in the Premier League. He's one of the top strikers in Europe, Wilson, believe it or not. It just he can't get through a full season, and that's a damn shame. Definitely not Wilson. Scores more. Mitrovic over Benzema. I know what sounds mad, but he'd be amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but maybe he might be. Yeah, Wilson is constantly getting injured. Love his goals, but his injury record gives me anxiety. Absolutely, Tanji. I think maybe these 2 ACLs he's had in the past are coming back to haunt him, and maybe that's just hampering him now, and a few more injuries. I'm looking at the poll at the moment, and it says 18% says yes, they would like the two to have Pickford, and 82% are saying no, thank you. So interesting there. So that's that one. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to end that poll. I'm going to put a different poll up now, okay? So thank you for voting in that poll, and the majority said no to Pickford. So, okay. Right. I'm going to put the next one in, and then and see what people say to this one. Okay. Right. Poll's up, and the poll is, would you recall Minty in January from Feyenoord? So get voting, guys and girls. And also, I've got 33 watching at the moment, so please do smash that like. It does help the channel, and it means new viewers can find it more easy. So please give it a like. That would be great. Thank you very much indeed. And if you are new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe as well. Andrew says, no way, Tanji Mitro's overrated. Shite. Jan says, how good. Garassi is a striker to get, not too expensive now, but he will be in the summer. Yeah, he's not a bad striker. He scored. He's not far behind Kane in the scoring charts, is he? Again, seeing Harry Kane, he scored again last night, didn't he? He just can't stop scoring at the moment for Bayern Munich, can he? And Garassi, yeah, he good player. um, doing very well. But the only thing is, would you sign him in January? Because you wouldn't be able to play him in January because he'd be off to the African nations, the AFCON money. And we need to keep, you need to have players that are not going to the AFCON. At least it's wonder how long Poch will be at Chelsea. God knows. Julie wants Benzema and Neves. Even Tate Mitrovic, I know a lot of fans wouldn't. Depends what Eddie gets out of him. One lad's from the Heat, Mason, but a fan of the Sunderland. Mayo Mucker Coxie from Pilo used to get a joke apart with him. Lewis says it's funny when we got sent off, the fans were saying cheerio. Lewis, yeah, with Trippier's crosses, set pieces, Mitro will be on fire. Yeah, actually, that's a good shout. You know, he's a good header of the ball. Gates said, Forks or Geordie's, Ronald says Andrew. Probably see Everton fans go on the pitch. Well, let's hope we don't. Wasn't the 5-match ban a Frank Chippers thing? Oh, I don't know. I just saw it down as an Arsenal thing. I don't know. I didn't really look into it too much, so it could possibly have been. Who knows? If it was, then that's fair enough. But I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't look at the handle, to be fair, and I probably should have. Now you've said it, it probably was a bloody Frank Chip, as he's always getting banned as well. Lewis says it's so funny when Reece James got sent off, everybody in the crowd, cheerio. Couldn't happen to a nicer man. 10 points was not enough for them horrible scouts, says Andrew. Tanji says the header Joe Linton missed today. Mitro scores 99 out of 100 attempts. Yeah, absolutely. Ronald says I'm a Geordie from the Heat. Andrew. So, Andrew's from Bencham. Lewis says Arsenal should get a points deduction, even relegation. Well, they're top of the league now, aren't they? Trevor says, well, if he's not like the league, then he needs to F off elsewhere. Absolutely. Ronald's from Wickham. Julie says, loving this club intensely. Great victory and hunger for more. Bruno's comment on Twitter, he loves us so much. He does, doesn't he just? No, Paul, I could not reach to click. Ah, okay. Who accidentally clicked yes? For fuck's sake. I don't know. It wasn't me, honestly. I didn't click yes. Didn't click no either. Steve partial because I'm the host. Matey Max says, thank you, Tony, for the poll. I can guess the result already. Well, there you go. Lee says, no to Pickford. Mason says, Chris Rigg plays Sundays, a Newcastle fan. Yeah. I would take him. That's it, says Beer. Venison was brilliant. Absolutely. The Ginger. Waddle also went to Wickham games. Stan Anderson, best of luck, says Mighty Win. Yeah, there's a blast from the past, isn't it? Is this port to see how many stealthy Mackhams are in this chat? Well, yeah, it gives you that idea, doesn't it? Yeah. Brian says 4 keepers in the squad today. Don't need a 5th choice. Welcome, Brian. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, look. Yeah. It is just crazy, isn't it? But City had two keepers on the bench, you know. So it just shows you've got to fill these benches up. But welcome to the channel, Brian. Please do give it a like, and if you are new, give it a subscribe as well, mate. Cheers. Lewis says Sheikh Given was a Newcastle player and he went on loan to Sunderland. Yes, he went to Sunderland as well. Yeah, absolutely. Ronald says, I liked Venison at the tune. He supported the tune being from concert, didn't he? Yeah, I liked Venison. He was one hell of a player. And what a bargain at 250 grand he was, I tell you. Dan, she says, I prefer the common influence of the Holy One rather than the self-destructing panic button that Dino Arms has. I think Everton's beef is that they think Man City's getting away with 115 charges and Chelsea breaking FFP. Well, I don't think they will, because if they're going to do it to one club, they've got to do it to everybody. Everton's just the first club that's been done, and they've got to be made an example of. Mikey Wynn says how and arrived at 10 points for 19 million overspend. Man U, I get fined 300 million. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Where is the man of reason tonight? He's not on tonight at the moment. But hi, Gary, anyway. Gary D. Mikey Wynn says, when's he fit and firing? Brian says, would take a Joe Linton shirt over a Neymar shirt? Absolutely, Brian. I wouldn't take Neymar. Look, he's a good player, but it's just his attitude issues that I don't rate. And that is the problem. He's just got too much baggage. Mikey Wynn reckons Wilson could be gone in the summer. I don't think he will. I think he stays as a squad player. Julie says, Mitro loves us. We'd save on wages. He'd come for a pack of crisps and a fiver. Why not? Is that a pack of Tudor? Wilson signed a 1-year extension, says Paul. Yes, he did. Gordon Armstrong said he always supported Sunderland, being from Newcastle. Where I like. Oh, another one we forgot adding to that. Jack Colback. There you go. Another Mackham that came over the divide from Sunderland to Newcastle. The Ginger Pirlo, as he was called. Good call. Everyone voting no for Pickford. David, hi mate. He says, what a result today it was. Yeah, absolutely, mate. What a result. Brilliant result, wasn't it? Nice to get back to winning ways. Minty injured though. No, he's back, Julie. He got an assist today for Feyenoord. He came off the bench. Tanji says, think about the market value for Wilson's age. Got to cash in sometimes while you still can. Meteor is younger than Wilson and Benzema. Yeah, but I'm only on about getting Benzema in just for loan from January till the summer, Tanji. I'm not saying take him full time. Just bring Benzema in for that few months just to see we're through at the end of the season. But he would sell shirts as well, Benzema. Lewis says, I wonder what the running order is for match of the day. I don't know. Maybe it'll probably be City Liverpool first, I reckon, and we could be second, I think. But I don't know, so I'm not in the know. So don't shoot me down if I. Bia says, next poll, should we recall Jeff Hendrick? No, Bia, we shall not recall him. Paul Stone says Minty is fit and played today. Yeah, he did. Mighty Max says Minty needs to be left where he is. He's till he's summer. Yeah, I get that. But then again, he's good enough. But again, he could be off to the AFCON in January as well, because the team he plays for have qualified for the AFCON. So he could be off to the AFCON in January. But, there's nothing saying that he couldn't come back and sit on the bench and come off. He might just be the type of player we need just to, who knows? But we'll find out. The club might make a decision on what they want to do. Let him mature another season in my eyes, says Mad Mag. He played after injury and had an assist, yeah. Gary D just smashed the like button. Tony, thank you very much indeed, my friend. Mikey Wynn says, everyone's talking about spending the new sponsorship money in January, but we do that we have now for the summer. That's what I'm saying. You've got to get loans in January. And then in the summer, do your spending. Hopefully, you might have a few more sponsors through the door by then as well. I think we could go for Gabri Vega due to his age and potential. Yeah, he's in Saudi. Get him on loan. Absolutely. Good shout, that ball, actually. I like that one. Just think, it's 4 weeks till Christmas or 1 month. Oh, Jesus, Lewis. Newcastle fan better get to bed. Santa might not come. Such beer. Jesus, beer. Full 90 minutes is rerun on Sky Prem. Yeah, no wonder it's match of the day. I didn't want Pickford, says Ronald. I can't wait for the Newcastle PSG game on Tuesday night. That's going to be a cracking game. And in France. I'll tell you what it is, so we win that game, that's right back in it for the Champions League to qualify. Look, do we want to get out this group? That's the thing. If we win that game, I can see us beating Milan at St James's Park and qualifying. But then the next round of the Champions League don't start in February, so we've got a break. So even if we bring a couple of loan players in January, we're laughing, aren't we? Yeah. Trevor says at least Toon fans stick with the players through thick and thin, not like other fans of other clubs. I've supported Leeds for 42 years. Well done, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I always give players 100% backing. I always say to likes of Anthony Gordon coming in, I said he gets 100% backing, and he's proved his worth. Ronald says a kidder on TTR chat said Eddie should have subbed the keepers to take the piss today. Yeah, he could have. He could have said, right, Pope, you're coming off now. Dubravka, you're on for 10 minutes. Then you're coming off. Gillespie, you're going on for 10 minutes and you're coming off, and then you can go and carry us for 10 minutes and play the last 10 minutes of the game. Me personally, I would cash in on Wilson, says Mason. Yeah, maybe. Colback was crap. Yeah, he was. He wasn't the best. Chopper played for Newcastle and Sunderland. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's loads of players, isn't there? That's what I'm saying. Caller on Talkshite, mate next to us for Poch, said he's working with young players. Then I thought about Livermore, Miley, Gordon, and 3 goalkeepers on the bench. Exactly, Tangi. You know, Livermore, what a player he's been for us, you know. Lewis Hall can play in the Carabao Cup as long as Chelsea give us permission to play him. It's only the Premier League where he can't play. Do you know what? It would just be sod's law that Chelsea say, yeah, you can play Lewis Hall and he scores the winner. Oh, I wonder what Lewis Hall would do. Would he celebrate, or would he just keep it to himself and then just think, just get the hell out of here? Me too, Mason Wilson. He's finished. Steve Harper as well. Did Steve Harper play for Sunderland though? I know he played for Easington, didn't he? Can't remember Steve Harper going to Sunderland. Unless he did. But I don't ever recall him going to Sunderland. But he could have done. We know he was born in Seaham, which is just down the road from Mackham Land. He did play for Sunderland. He went to Sunderland in 2016 after he left us, didn't he? But yeah, he didn't play any games for Sunderland though. But he did go there, but he didn't play anything for them. That's where he ended his career. Yeah, he played for Seaham Red Star. That's where he played. But yeah. No, he did not play. He didn't play a game for Sunderland, but yes, he did. He was at Sunderland though. Steve Harper from my neck of the woods. Just say with Chelsea's limited when we knock them out the cup, says Pierre. I think we can do it as well. Remember the story of the Mackham spewing when a magpie flew on the centre circle a few years back. Oh my God, honestly. Copyright Lewis. Copyright. What was that for? Don't know. Lee says, get a few loan players, build up the money for the summer, help the income in the club. Yeah, absolutely. Ross says, what about Lee Clark and his sad Mac and Bastard stuff? Yes, yeah, we all remember that. Did not go down well with Sunderland, did it? That was hilarious, that. Tangi, he was playing for Sunderland as well, wasn't he, at the time? Danji says if we draw against PSG, we have a better head-to-head than them. Then the last game of the group, anything can happen, especially if Milan beat Dortmund. Yeah, absolutely. He's from Easington, yeah. Never played for Sunderland. Ah, yes, he did. Yeah, he did, but he didn't play a match for them. See him full of Mackham Hillbillies, says Julie. Seamer's probably the best player for the Mackham Shackers. Oh, God, Mason. Was he part of the coaching staff? I think so. You're right, Mason. Lee Clark went to Sunderland as well. Yeah, absolutely, Gary D. We allowed Lamana Lualua to play against us. Portsmouth on loan and scored against us, didn't he? Was it the winner? I think it was the equaliser. And he celebrated as well, which didn't go down too well. And I think it was after that, that's when they changed the loan thing, because Bobby Robson, I think, was our manager at the time. Yes, he was. And the club complained to the Premier League and said he shouldn't have been playing. And they said, well, there's nothing in the rules, so he can't play against his own club. And I think after that, we kicked up such a fuss. I think that rule then got brought in. So, yeah, I remember that. I remember when he scored. So I couldn't believe what I was watching it. I think it was on Sky at the time. And I was watching the game. We were winning. And he popped up with the last minute equaliser. And I thought, if all players score, our own player who we've just sent on bloody loan, yeah. I just wind him up. Tony's saying copyright. Seen the links to Thiago Almada. He plays for Atlanta in MLS. Okay. Is he any good? He's 22-year-old Argentinian, is Thiago Almada. Let's have a look at his stats. He's got a contract till New Year's Eve in 2025. He's rated 29 million euros. He plays as an attacking midfielder. Strengths is consistency, playmaking and ball control, no outstanding weaknesses. He started all 33 games and he's got 12 goals and 16 assists. Wow. That's excellent. Passing per game is 84% accuracy. Wow. That is phenomenal. That is brilliant. So from an attacking midfielder, 12 goals and 16 assists. Reminds you a bit of Almiron, that does. And he comes in from the left as well and plays in the centre mid. But he can play out left and he does sometimes go on the right as well. But he is a right-footed player. Wow. Interesting. One to maybe keep an eye on. And probably being at Atlanta, we'd probably get some players from there, because obviously Darren Eales. I've seen a few links with that Copenhagen striker scored against Man U called Badji or something. Yes, I've seen that as well. Yeah, he looks like he could be a young talent, isn't he? As well, he's only 18 years of age or something. And trying to think of the name of him now. Rooney Bardghji, Bardghji. I don't know how you pronounce his surname, by the way, but his first name's Rooney. Rooney Bardghji. That's how I'm pronouncing it. Plays for Copenhagen. He's Swedish, 18 years of age, striker. So he started 13 out of 16 games a season. He's got 7 goals, which is nearly a 1-2 ratio. No assists, but but he plays as a right winger, even though he's a forward. But he plays as a right winger, and he's left-footed, so he's an inverted right winger. He's got good stats there. Stats in the Champions League this season. He started 2 games in the Champions League and scored 1 goal. So he's a 1 and 2 player. Again, he's worth 4.1 million euros, so he probably wouldn't command a massive fee. That's a good shout on that one. Oh, what's this? Coming up on the screen. I don't know what's happened here. That's it. It's gone off now. Whatever was on the screen there. Right. Minty is on fire at the moment. Absolutely. Mighty Mag says, remind everyone it's 8 p.m. next Saturday. Home to Man U. Absolutely. Yeah. And let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope Man U won't look forward to coming to us. Tanji says we had Newcastle scouts looking at him apparently. Yeah. One for the future then, isn't it? And, we look forward to see what happens. Oh, and Howard Gale is okay. But yeah, it's one to look forward to. Right, let's go to the player rating. So look, I'm not going to rate every player individually. I thought everybody had an outstanding game today. You were absolutely fantastic today. Anthony Gordon, assist and a goal. What more can you ask for from your left winger? Absolutely fantastic. Again, had a great game, Anthony Gordon. Lascelles had a couple of dodgy moments, but put it right with the goal, and then was a bit better afterwards. Trippier playing on like a Trojan with a broken finger. Did absolutely brilliant to play on. I thought Bruno in the middle. I thought Bruno was fantastic in the middle. He was everywhere today on that pitch. And I thought he was absolutely fantastic today, Bruno, as well. He's passing, he's getting in, tackling. He was everywhere, Bruno was today. As I say, I thought Bruno was great today. Shaw had a good game as well. Livramento, left back, had a great game. Almiron played well, was a nuisance to Chelsea. Pope had a mixed game, yes, but he did his bit. Bruno today, 94 touches of the ball, 86% of his passes were accurate. He had 10 long balls, which 7 of them were accurate. Dribble attempts, he had 4 out of 4 successful attempts. He won 10 out of 13 ground duels. He lost possession 16 times and was fouled 3 times. He made 3 tackles and dribbled past once. So yeah, he was absolutely fantastic today, Bruno, as well. Isak coming back from injury took his goal really, really well. Lewis Miley, 17 years of age. You think he was a lot older than that, and there's a lot to come from that kid, and that kid's going to get better and better, and we're going to have a serious talent on our hands. We really are. Look, I thought it'd be hard to pick a man of the match, and it is because, like I say, we had a lot going on. But for me, there's only one player who can be man of the match for me. It's very close who I'm picking for man of the match because there's so much, and there's not a lot between them. But my man of the match today, because of the way he ran that show against Chelsea, especially that midfield, and my man of the match is we've got Bruno in the middle. So yeah, Bruno is my man of the match. He just shades it ahead of Anthony Gordon because I thought Gordon had a terrific game. But Bruno shades it because of his work rate, his ethic to get around that pitch. He was getting into tackles. He was driving forward, trying to make things happen. So yeah, Bruno, man of the match for me all day long. All day long. Like I say, I thought he was absolutely terrific today. And it normally is hard when we've had a great game like this to pick out a man of the match. But I had to give it to Bruno. And I'm going to do a weekly award, so we're going to have Cock of the Week. Yes, so Cock of the Week is... There's a few contenders for this. I was going to throw Pochettino in there as a contender of his Cock of the Week. But I think the biggest Cock of the Week has got to go to the one and only, here he comes, Reece James. He was diabolical, wasn't he? To get your 2 yellow cards and you're the captain of the team, you should be leading by example. He didn't lead by example and ended up getting sent off through his own stupidity. So he is the nominated Cock of the Week. And if you want Comedy of the Week, then look no further than Thiago Silva, who's standing behind him, because he provided a comedy moment today which presented Joe Linton with the 3rd goal. So there we go. Tanji says, hopefully we get Ten Hag sat next week. That would be lovely. Ronald says he played for us on Sunday, as did Pop Robson. Anthony Gordon, excellent man of the match as Miley. Yeah, he wasn't far behind either in my thoughts. Full 10 for all the players, deserve it. Played brilliant, absolutely. David Lee says, hi Tony, I thought Lewis Miley was class, 17 years old, going to be a star. Absolutely, David. He was absolutely brilliant today, yeah, definitely. Ronald says, Bruno man of the match, but I'll 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, absolutely. John says, Bruno back to his imperious best. He was Mr. Bournemouth, wasn't he, in a way? Alan says, evening Tony, I'm a bit late, but what a performance. Bruno, man of the match. Absolutely, Alan. Absolutely man of the match. And yeah, but you can always watch it back, Alan. And Ronald says, I love war homegrown players are doing well, young and old. Yeah, it just shows you because, look, when you've got a young player coming through who's a special talent, you've got to nurture them and you've got to treat them carefully. But when you're a manager called Cabbage and you have a talent on your hands called Matty Longstaff, who only scores the winner against Man United, you should be making sure he becomes a better player, but he doesn't. And he ends up becoming worse than what he actually was. And now he's obviously looking for a new club. And again, Cabbage decides to come out with stupid comments about Sean Longstaff's attitude and things like that and say, what? Why doesn't this man just keep his mouth shut? He's now the favourite for the Republic of Ireland job. Well, I guess the Republic of Ireland don't want to qualify for the next World Cup then, do they? So, good luck with having Cabbage as manager there. At least Jeff Hendrick knows he'll get a game. And Kieran Clark. Mikey Max says, great choice, Tony, with your man in the match, Bruno. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Everyone to a man stood up to be counted. Absolutely. Poch Southgate Gallant says, Southgate, my Cock of the Week, says Tanji. We've got Bruno in the middle. Yeah. Alan says, and Miley, geez, game for a 17-year-old defo superstar of the future. Absolutely, Alan. He was outstanding today. Reece James, Cock of the Week. Tony, I agree, says David Lee. Absolutely. Mighty Max says, Chelsea shirts look like Brighton's top. Yeah, they do, don't they? Tanji says, Carragher too. Ronald says, Carragher's a bellend. Yes, he is. David says, mad, isn't it, when Miley looks better than most of their overpaid ego players? Do you know what, David? You're absolutely spot on there, yeah. He does, doesn't it? It's Alan says even with him that got sent off, they weren't beating us with 13 men. No, absolutely not. Cabbage, he doesn't need Jackie Charlton, says Ronald. No, certainly not. You know, if they take him on as a manager, I'll be like, oh my God, honestly, what the hell are Republic of Ireland doing? That man's a joke. He needs to just retire from football and retire from talking about us as well. We're obviously living rent-free in his head. He's obviously a Man United fan at heart. Masterclass from Throatgate. He kept Gordon fresh for us, says David. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. I wasn't too bothered that not many players went to the England squad because it just keeps them fresh for us. Carragher will get some stick next time he comes here. Yeah, he will, Lee. I'm pretty sure he will as well. Ron says, well, you know. Yeah, absolutely. When you know, you know. And I also want to say, look, Eddie Howe, he gets a 10 out of 10 as well. I thought he got his, well, he gets his squad selection right that he could always do. You know, he's got to manage a squad that's very thin at the moment with all the injuries. It's, you know, it's like an episode of Casualty at the moment, isn't it? But even with the limited subs he brought on youngsters like Alex Murphy, Diallo, and Dueni, and, you know, I thought he did well today, Eddie Howe. And, you know, bringing Matt Ritchie on, I know some people are saying, oh, well, Matt Ritchie shouldn't be here. He should be gone. He's over the hill. Look, he's good for experience, Matt Ritchie. You know, when we played Arsenal, if you watch Matt Ritchie with Tino Livramento, he's telling Tino Livramento where to go for Martinelli. And when he does that, he actually stops Martinelli, Livramento. And that's down to the experience of having someone like Matt Ritchie in the team. So he does have his good points, Matt Ritchie. And he got a yellow card for stopping the player trying to take the free kick quickly, which is tactical from Ritchie. It's a good bit of shithousery from him as well. And also got to mention the fans. The fans were absolutely fantastic today, as usual as well. 10 out of 10 for the fans. Especially when the Chelsea fans were caught sneaking out as well. Mighty Max says, who we wanting to win tomorrow? Man, you are Everton. Are we in? No win here apart from a draw. A draw. Because they can't both lose, but at least a draw is better than one of them winning. Tanji says, Eddie Howe's doing all he can under the circumstances. Masterclass, 10 out of 10, absolutely. Full credit, Eddie. Yeah. Everything he touches turns to gold, says John, absolutely. And Everton and Spurs, some interesting games tomorrow. Absolutely, yeah. Definitely some interesting games coming up on the channel. I'll probably may do a transfer show maybe tomorrow. Just to look ahead of January, see who we can, you know, have a bit of fun. So if you want to join in with that, then we'll do that tomorrow. Monday, I will probably do a preview for the PSG game because that's on Tuesday evening. So I'll probably do a preview for the PSG game on Monday as well. So I'm just trying to, I can't remember what time the kickoff is, 8 p.m. So yeah, there will be a pre-match on Tuesday as well. So do join me for the pre-match live as well on Tuesday, where I'll bring the lineup of both Newcastle and PSG. And then obviously Wednesday we'll be doing a match review. And then I don't know what's happening after that because, like I see, we've got Man United coming next Saturday as well. So the games are coming thick and fast at the moment. And this channel is very, very busy at the moment. Eddie Howe is the best since Bobby Robson. Simon Jordan doesn't know what he's going on about with how I love a kidder. Simon Jordan, he's just annoying. Has anyone seen Villa watch? No, probably not. And it looks like in Sunderland, meanwhile in Sunderland, it's been reported the internet's gone down. BT Openreach are out there having to try and fix it because they can't understand why there's no internet in Sunderland. Somebody's cut the cable because Sunderland got beat off Plymouth Argyle by the mighty Plymouth at home park in Plymouth 2-0. And as soon as that happened, somebody went and cut the cable because they don't want to be embarrassed tonight. Spurs Villa, a draw would suit us nicely. I think let them both drop 2 points. Yeah. David Lee, good show, Tony and Javier the Max. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Good night, Tony. Good night, everyone. Stay safe. Javier the lads. Yeah, you too, John, as well. Cheers, mate. Yes, guys and girls, I am wrapping up the show now as well. But if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. If you haven't yet smashed it, then please just give a thumbs up. It does help the channel at the top of the search, and it means new viewers can find it easily. If you are brand new to the channel, then come and smash the subscribe and be part of this great community. That is free to do so. And that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. Let's get into some final comments before we go this evening. David says, Simon Jordan has clouded thoughts on the Newcastle because Amanda embarrassed him and he never likes to be wrong. Absolutely. You're absolutely spot on with that. Mason says, take care all. Cheers, Mason. Mighty Max says, great show, Tony and everyone. Thank you very much. Oh, Paul, Tony. Yeah, Paul, sorry. Yes, I totally forgot about that, Ian. Right, I'm going to end the poll now. So, what you recall Minty in January, 54% said yes and 46% said no of 26 votes. So, the majority said they would have Minty back in January. So there you go, Ian. I've done the poll, mate. Good show. Tony says, Tangi, cheers, mate. Thank you very much, Tangi. Plymouth were cushy with us a few years ago when we got promoted. Yeah, they were, Ronald. I mean, look, I remember when we beat them at St James's Park 3-0. I was at that game in the Championship 2009-10 season. And look, I remember Paul Sturrock after the game, and I watched the highlights at night because obviously being at the match, sometimes you like to see the highlights, see how the goals went in again. And I remember him saying, how do you compete with a team when they've got a £10 million centre-half in Colaccini? It's like, he's true what he's saying, you know? So, yeah, I've got a lot of respect for them. Lee says, great show tonight, Tony and everyone. Getting better all the time. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Enjoy Graft tomorrow, Mason. I'm not at work tomorrow. Thank God I'm off. Night says, Alan. Cheers, mate. Night to you, mate, as well. Great show, Tony says, Ian. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much indeed. In Sunderland, they call it the titter night. The titter net. Yeah. Absolutely. I just hope I don't get Ofcom or somebody coming to me saying, Sunderland fans are complaining because I'm calling them names or whatever. You know, build a bridge, get over it. Simple as, Sunderland fans. It's great to have a bit of mac and bashing now and then. So, you know, it's all banter at the end of the day. I'm sure they're just as bad towards us as we are towards them. The only difference is we're a league above them, and Sunderland will forever be in our shadow. Remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. And I've got another comment here. Good show, Tony says, Ronald. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. And yeah, and take care, whatever you're doing. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy Match of the Day again, because I'm sure everybody will be wanting to watch Match of the Day again. I certainly will do as well. So take care. I will see you again very soon, probably tomorrow. So do keep an eye out for notifications. Until then, it's How Are the Lads.